Hi guys, Luetin here, and I'm back with some more Team Deathmatch gameplay. Now, Team Deathmatch actually serves a really useful purpose, and I've said this to a lot of my guys. It really does help you focus your gun skills, your close quarter skills, and the abilities. Now, a lot of people have lately been pointing out that I seem to lose these quite easy close range gun battles, and it's true that I do. So I'm going to be playing a lot more Team Deathmatch simply to try and build that up, focus that up, because that's the only way to go. If you're not very good at something, you've got to do something to practice and improve it, and the only way you can improve it is by practicing. A lot of the time as well, I think that the fact that I have certain lacking in certain skills is mainly because I simply don't have the time to play the game every day. And when you don't play something regularly, you do tend to lack. You get out of the habit a little bit, in the same way that by just failing or switching between games, it can kind of keep you out of sync a little bit, whereas if you just play one thing purely all the time, it really does improve. And the more that you play, it's going to improve your abilities slightly. Great bit coming up here. Wait for it. I'm loving this. Oh yeah. I seriously in game was like, fuck yeah! I was so pleased to get that guy going down. It was really, really nice. Really good feeling. Anyway, so I'm running with the M416 today. Oh, I'm not using a foregrip. Why could that be? Work it out for yourselves. Not using a foregrip. I've got heavy barrel. I've got a heavy barrel on. So yeah, that's my gun. I was interested to see how the M416 handles after the update and everything. Oh, come on, am I going to get this? Oh, yeah, this was a good kill. Yes, in the back again. Yeah, using the M416. I have to say, yeah, it is very nice after the patch. That's all I got to say. It's very nice. I'm not going to give you some amazing breakdown on it. It's it's fine. Works fine. I know people love to hear full, massive weapon review breakdowns, but it's really not my forte. Mainly because I think guns handle differently for the person using them, so I always consider weapon reviews mildly ineffective, because as much as you can give an opinion on a weapon, someone else may come along, pick it up, and be absolutely terrible with it. So yeah, anyway, so this gun is okay. Yeah, I like it. It's fine. So on Donya here. Donya is one of my more favourite close quarter maps. I don't know, some people don't like this map, but I really do. Scrap metal is the only one that I really have an issue with, because I think it's too complicated. But this one's very nice. It's got sort of split levels and lots of areas to move around in. But yeah, I did want to talk a little bit today about some of the standard comments that you get on your videos and things like this. And a lot of the time people are saying, "Hey Luetin, have you ever thought about compensating your recoil?" You're so funny. Yeah, I really think that YouTube, the more I go along, it's so much like a high school or secondary school in the way you get these comments, and it's just like, oh my god, people are just. It really does remind me of school, the way it doesn't matter what you do, there's always going to be someone who wants to criticise and one-up you, and not in a constructive way, always in a negative way. There's constructive criticism where people can say, oh, you had a good round there, but I saw you do this and this, and you might want to try this. That's fine. But when people are just trying to do it to become smart asses, you just look at them and you just go, you just think, what is up with you? But yeah, it reminds me so much of school, the way people make these comments, mainly because it's just like they're always kind of semi-insecure at school. Everyone's trying to find out, and they're trying to be clever, and they want to be like the smartest person above everyone else, and all these kind of things. And there's always someone who's like a bit of a bully and blah blah blah. And YouTube is so much like that, because it's all these incredibly immature, baiting, flaming comments constantly. I have to say, I'm really pleased that with my channel, for the most part, I get very few of those. I don't know whether it's because of the content of my video. I managed to bore all of those people away from my videos in the first 2 minutes by my voice, and also the fact that I tend to talk about serious things instead of going yeah. So, or maybe it's because I don't start my video by going, "What's up, guys?" And I think that as well is something that people gravitates towards when they have a certain mind discipline. But yeah, I just, oh, those kind of comments. But where am I going with this? I don't know. This is why Team Deathmatch videos are not good, because I can't break up my commentary by going, and you see these two guys coming in on the left, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're just running around. I could just commentate it in the way that I like, you know, okay, here I am. I'm looking around the corner, looking to the left. There might be a guy on the right. There's no guy on the right. Crossing over the bridge. Is there someone downstairs? I don't know. On the right? No. Left? Down? There's a guy in the corner! Corner! That's pretty much your mindset when you're playing Team Deathmatch. It's just oh my goodness. I do find these kind of Team Deathmatch games more fun to commentate, mainly because I think Team Deathmatch is just literally this random chicken head run around where everyone's just like la 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 la. Oh, I heard footsteps behind me, and it's that kind of thing. But I'm actually kind of, like I've said before multiple times, I mean, I'm very intrigued by Black Ops because it's this kind of gameplay, and yeah, you know, it's just kind of fun, intense, more gunplay and stuff like that. Things that you miss a bit from Battlefield sometimes. And as I've said before, COD is an arcade gunplay shooter, and Battlefield is a more realistic open world, you know, fighting environment. So for that reason, they both excel in their own arena. So yeah, looking forward to it for that reason. But coming back to the whole school topic of like how people interact with one another, I think for me as well, very much like being at school, because because I sort of those kind of people, I don't naturally sort of get along with the kind of standard people. And the funny thing is like, I think in most situations, a lot of people, when they get put under kind of peer pressure or whatever, or people go, oh, you know, why don't you like this, you're weird, or why don't you do this, or why don't you do that, or you know, come and do this, and my natural reaction is to be kind of like, no, and I don't want to, that's not me. And the more people push me to do something, the less I want to do it. That's always been the way with me, and it's not like to deliberately make a point of standing out. It's just literally I don't want to do it. And if I don't want to do something, the more people tell me to do it, the more I don't want to do it. So that's why when people start making these comments of like, why don't you do this, why don't you do that, why don't you, you know, or but in a sarcastic way, not in a constructive way, because I've had really good comments from some people. By the way, this Rex, really liking it, you know, but I liked it before, you know, they've updated it a little bit, which is great, but to be honest, I like, this was a what the hell was that, seriously? Crap. I think this round overall was not too bad for me, but yeah, as usual, there's a couple of epic-tastic fails from me. But anyway, yeah, I mean, so that's why a lot of these things, when people make these little things, it kind of doesn't fuss me so much. Fusses me enough to talk about it all through this video though, doesn't it? But it's just, yeah, the thing is with the recoil compensation, okay, is that, like Level said to me, it takes a long time to get used to it, a long time. He said you may notice a change in a month, but it will take you several months to really get anything out of it. So, see, like that, what the hell is that? This is why you need to practice, but it's also why I don't mind showing these videos where I have these epic fail moments, because it's balanced up by the moments where I have really excellent close quarter combat, like we had earlier on, where I come on the corner and I'm very, you know, precise and come onto it. But certain times, for some reason, I just get caught out and I sort of flick left and right, left and right, left and right. It's often when I'm like overcompensating for their movements. I assume they're going to kind of move more than they are, or on the other hand, I don't assume they're going to move as much, and they do run left and right, and then I start trying to catch them up. Now you see that was very different to the time before, and that as well, you see. Now, theoretically, I would have thought I would have gone down there because he obviously had an M10 shotgun or something, and realistically, he probably should have killed me. But you see how those two moments there were very different to the one before, and that's what I'm saying. It's all about this practice, and it's all about me improving my ability to stay calm when I have to turn and engage someone in close quarters, and that's why I'm doing this. It's not so much just to rack up the kills. I always think of Team Deathmatch as an infantry training section of the game, where that's what you're doing, is improving. Now you see that one, that wasn't so good because I didn't lead enough I was shooting more just to his right. I didn't lead enough onto him, and if I had been, I would have been able to probably drop him before he dropped me, because I've got an M416 and he's got the L86, whatever it was, the machine gun. So yeah, so that's how I think of Team Deathmatch, and that's what you should do too, if you want to improve your sort of gunplay and close quarters engagement side of this. And I've said this to a few of my guys. A lot of the guys from my clan are really excellent now at communication and tactics, but some of them could really do with improving their gunplay abilities. Now the thing is, when you play around, it's always going to be slightly dictated to by the support of the rest of your team, and also the you know, whatever vehicles they have. If they're attacking on armored kill, it's obviously going to be quite a beating you're going to take here. Again, look, didn't quite get onto that guy quick enough. And the thing was, I saw him, but I kind of stupidly ran close. It would have been better for me to sit back, and I had a better line of sight. By moving up to him, I immediately sort of put myself close, which made, you know, I closed the gap, which made it more difficult for me to kind of engage him. It really would have been better to sit back. So that's another thing that's really good about these rounds, is that I can actually sort of look at them afterwards and assess, and then take that information. I got him again. I don't think it's that I should have died from this guy. I just think he's not that great with the M10. But anyway, yeah, it's actually a really good thing, is being able to sit and assess your gameplay. And that's something else that recording is really good for, is that, you know, when I have to find footage for these videos, it means I have to scroll back through all the games that I played. And it means that I can look at what happened again. This is the other thing about people commenting on YouTube. People often comment on YouTube, but they sort of, I don't know why this is, but people sort of fail to grasp the fact that they're watching what happened second hand. So they look at stuff and they go, hey, how did you miss the guy on the right? Or why didn't you kill this guy? And it's like, well, it's because you're watching it with the ability of hindsight, where you can, you know, you can watch the game without being sort of, you know, tunnel vision focused on what was going on in the game. When I'm in a game like this, I don't always have, you know, the focus that you may have when you're sitting at a desk watching it back, and you don't have people in your ear going, there's two guys at sea, you need to get over here, and all this kind of thing. So you have constant other distractions going on when you're actually in the game, and also your mind process is different when you're in the game compared to when you're sitting back watching it afterwards. So that's why I always say my favourite little saying, which is that a desk is a very dangerous place from which to view the world, which I think was from John Le Carre. And it's true, because when you sit back in the comfort, sitting from a desk, you can just sit and have a very slightly different opinion, because, you know, you're in a completely detached environment, and it gives you a completely different perspective from when you're actually in a game and what you're actually thinking of. So that would be my thought as well for anyone when you're commenting on videos. You know, sort of actually think about the situation that person is in. Don't just assume that they have your ability to sit back afterwards. And as I say, it's not that that is unconstructive either, because I will look back at my footage afterwards and I will go, yeah, I could have done this better, I could have taken this guy down better, why did I move forward? I had no need to move forward, I just made that situation more difficult for myself. So that's very much why you know, recording and breaking these things down afterwards is important to do. See, same situation again there, same situation again. I should have moved away from him, turned around, or I should have gone for the knife. You know, I could have gone for the knife there, didn't do that either. And I know I don't like to knife, but sometimes there's situations where you've got to do it. So we're just coming up to the end of this round now. I hope you've enjoyed as usual. Please feel free to comment. I know whenever I make videos and I'm talking about people's comments or people ranting and stuff like that, and people, look, see again, I kept moving forwards. You know, I should have just stayed still and focused my fire, and I would have probably put them down. But again, moving forward, it's just stupid little things like that, and that is why you need to continue to repeat gameplay. It's also why playing Team Deathmatch like this is a really excellent warm-up for other rounds that you may play, because if you can get this kind of stuff into your system before you actually start playing a proper round, you should in theory have better gameplay for other rounds like Rush and Conquest. So it's worth thinking about that, to play one or two of these Team Deathmatch games before you actually start your night of, you know, objective gaming. And yeah, the last thing to say, I know people always try to comfort me when I when I say about people making negative comments, and they go, "Oh, Luetin, don't let those guys get to you." Seriously, it doesn't get to me. Of all the people it's going to get to, I'm definitely not the person. So don't worry, you don't need to console me. I'm quite a big boy, I can handle it. So don't worry about that. But if you do have any other opinions, if you want to agree with me about the way that people interact, is it incredibly immature? Do these people need to, get a grip on what they're actually doing? And I'm going to have I've got a very interesting video coming up. I went to Nepal 2 years ago, and I went on a very, very long trip. Got a ton of photos, a little bit of video, not very much. And I'm basically going to do a long video, and I think it may help people gain a little bit of perspective on certain things. I know it does me, and I think in the world of YouTube and generally the internet online, people have a habit of slightly losing perspective on reality and just how important some things actually are. And yeah, I wanted to put that because I think it'd be nice to enjoy and listen to the story, but also I think it may help people there. So that's been this little video. Ooh, I had a relatively good KD. Fantastic. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this, guys. Please leave your comments as always. Please like, share, subscribe if you enjoy my stuff. It really helps me out. And see you for some more Battlefield very, very soon.